All right, Sleep Trailer LLC. We are building a bed for every head. Couple of the specs that you should know about Sleep Trailer. It's 8 individual lockable spaces. Each one measures 4 feet 8 inches actually wide, 4 feet high, and 8 feet long. The interior is waterproof with a drain in each floor for easy cleaning and disinfecting. We also have a fireproof coating or fire resistant coating that we can do as well. The window on the opposite side acts as an emergency exit, and there's 4-inch vents on each side to provide maximum airflow, and a CO2 and smoke detector in each unit. So, how would Sleep Trailer work? What's the idea behind here? So, our goal is to raise funds through donations, grants, sponsors, or businesses wanting to advertise to build the trailers. And once we have them built, we lease them to organizations that are already providing sheltering for about $5,000 a year, which is about $1.72 per bed per day. So most shelters that exist right now, they have a wait list. Some of the shelters that I've talked to, so that wait list is, upwards of a couple hundred, 300 people even that are on their wait list just to get in the shelter and use the shelter. And so the idea is if we could take this and park it, in the parking lot of that shelter, then it would increase the number of beds they have and increase the safety that the people feel because they would have their own space and it'd be, a lockable space where they could keep their stuff during the day and go take advantage of other resources during the day and then come back and have a safe place to come back to at night. And then it would also allow us to use the bathrooms at the shelter and use their facilities. When I was designing Sleep Trailer, I didn't want to, reinvent the whole system. I just wanted to help do something that could make it more efficient and more helpful and more safe for people that are experiencing homelessness. So there's a couple of ways that could be done or that it could be used. So we're talking with cities and counties, and we could talk with states to purchase the sleep trailers to be used in their areas, and then they could, loan them out to different shelters that are needing it at that time, or if there's a disaster in the state or county or area, then they could use those shelters to help give people a safe place to kind of crash while they figure out what their next steps are in life. They could use it for firefighters or National Guard workers that are coming in to help out, but there's not enough housing or anything like that. Or if there's big fairs or festivals or really anything that the state or the county see fit to use it as, but would just be a great asset to those counties and states to really make an impact and have a place for people to sleep and rest peacefully and rest safely. Another way you could do it is if there were motels or hotels or even campsites out there that wanted to buy them, and then they could rent out the spaces for them. So there's a lot of homeless programs that will pay for a hotel room, or they'll pay for a space for somebody to sleep at night. And so a motel or hotel could set up a bunch of these and then rent those out to those government agencies and give people a place to sleep and so forth. So, and then another idea is businesses or churches purchase the trailers and use their different parking lots or group them together. Because some areas have a 60, 90-day limit for emergency sheltering, or you could only park a trailer for 90 or 90 days or so, and you got to get a permit for that. And so if you had a bunch of churches in the area and they each bought a trailer and then they put all the trailers on one church parking lot for 60 or 90 days, and then, you have a a nonprofit organization that would manage it and make sure everybody's safe and kind of keep things moving and flowing and help connect those people to other resources. And then when those 90 or 60 days are up, then they could easily move them to the next church parking lot, get the permit for that 90 days. So it's just one way to kind of work within the system that's already there. The other way is working with your city councils and state legislatures to change ruling that could allow it to work, because every county, every city and state has different regulations for that kind of stuff. So these are just a couple ideas, and then obviously leasing them directly to the shelter as well could be another great option for a lot of shelters. So what do we need? What are we looking for? What are we hoping for? The biggest thing that we really need right now is funds and people, businesses that want to advertise with us at Sleep Trailer. And so we could, if we can get each bed sponsored for about $5,000, we could put the business logo on the door and on the window. If somebody wanted to purchase ad space on the ends of the trailer as a way to sponsor or advertise, we could do that as well. But just different ways to get businesses to advertise, or even families and other just individuals that want to donate and advertise that way, and kind of get their name on that and show that they're trying to do something to help individuals experiencing homelessness. So each bed would be about $5,000. For the whole trailer, it would be about $45,000. That's to get every capsule, every window. We would then be ready to lease those trailers in the cold months, so we could have them and we could be able to lease them for about $5,000 for the whole year, to just take it, have it, and use it for that year. So for a lot of businesses, I mean, that could be a business write-off. It's an advertising, marketing expense, but you're also able to do some real good in your community. If somebody wanted to do, the $55,000 for the whole trailer, we'd paint it whatever color they want it. We'd put their logo on it, however they wanted, and kind of just really deck it out however that sponsor and marketer wanted to do it, so they could really kind of showcase that they're trying to do it. So the other thing that we really need is networking. We don't know who we don't know, and we don't know how to contact who we don't know. And so I'm just starting out. We're just getting this thing off the ground and running. And so connection and networking is really important, to find those legislators, to find those individuals, the shelter managers, and the people that are running those organizations that may be interested in using Sleep Trailer. So that could include your city councils, your mayors and governors, shelter managers and directors, or businesses that want to help fund or advertise their business with us, or other people that may want to help by donating or helping to raise more funds. So really just helping us to connect. This is not my full-time job. This is something that I do in my spare time. And so I have a regular 40-hour a week job, a regular full-time job where I'm on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and can be very demanding. And so, this is kind of the project that I work on the side. And so if anybody or can help me connect or help people learn about Sleep Trailer, it can go a really, really long way in making a big impact on getting our name out there and getting it to where we're actually being used. Here's a picture I did at a showcase in my city. So that's chief of police and city council members and mayor who have all been really, really great in just connections and trying to help us figure out what our next steps are and how we get this thing running. So the other thing we need is placements, is just knowing and learning of shelters out there, places that they can go, places that they could set up, and shelters that could be using these. So once we build, we need places for the trailers to go, secure locations, or raising funds can become easier as well. Ideally, we would have several different locations to help spread out the capacity and resources so we can help people where they're at. So the goal isn't to just put, 50 sleep trailers in one parking lot, right? The idea would be to help every shelter that already exists, give every shelter 4 or 5 trailers, and that just increases their bed capacity. So instead, so they can help, 40 more people have a safe place to sleep at night at each location, and then it can spread out those resources and people don't get as burnt out because we're helping people where they're at. So that way, people can, those churches in that area or close by can partner with and help out, or communities can partner and help out and really make a difference in getting those people the resources where they're at, maybe allowing people to get a location closer to maybe where they work or where job opportunities are, those kinds of things as well. So in my home state of Oregon, there's 14,655 individuals experiencing homelessness. And that was done in 2020. The number has increased since then, unfortunately. And in all reality, it doesn't seem like it's getting any better. And so the goal of Sleep Trailer is really designed to break that cycle. I looked at homelessness and I thought, okay, how do I help somebody out of homelessness? And bare minimum, what somebody needs to break through that cycle is a safe place to stay, a safe place to come home to every day, a safe place to sleep. And if we can get that where people are at and get them the resources, it can really make a huge difference in impacting our communities and helping people where they're at. So, assuming that each shelter takes someone for an average of 6 months, speaking with a shelter, it was about 3 months was the average stay for somebody at the shelter. So even if we rounded that up and said 6 months, right, then that means one sleep trailer could help 16 people every year. If you then built just one sleep trailer this year, that's 16 people. If next year you built one more sleep trailer or ordered one more sleep trailer, that'd be 32. One more sleep trailer the next year, 48. One more sleep trailer the next year, 64. One more sleep trailer the next year, 80. So by the end of 5 years, if you add all those years up, you've helped a total of 240 people have a safe place to sleep. And you could just see how that exponentially grows and how that exponentially changes the dynamic and changes how many people can hopefully find and get into permanent housing or use this while permanent housing is being built. So having a small space to call your own and give some privacy even helps people begin the process of stabilizing. One of the biggest problems that we have with Tent City is that people get stuck, right? They can't leave for fear of all their stuff being gone and stolen, and so they have to team up and they say, okay, you go get the food, I'll stay here and guard the stuff. And so they get into this routine and these habits that keep them in that homelessness cycle where they're only thinking in 24-hour increments, and they're always in that survivor mentality. Whereas having a safe place to sleep and having a place where they can come home to at night gives that opportunity and gives that chance for somebody to break that cycle and break that mode of thinking so that they can start thinking, 3 days into the future, a week into the future, month or years into the future, and really start taking advantage of those resources that are out there and getting their life back on track, saving up that first and last month's rent, which is, ridiculous, how much rent is and how expensive it is to rent in a lot of places. But this could be the ticket for somebody breaking that mold and breaking free and getting out of homelessness and not looking back. And so, and that exponentially helps, right? If we can help people out of homelessness, then, the ultimate goal is to use Sleep Trailer so that we can help as many people out of homelessness so that we don't need Sleep Trailer for homelessness anymore. And then, it can more easily be there for a rainy day, for disasters, for festivals and fairs and things like that, firefighting, National Guard needs a like all those kinds of things comes into place. But first, the whole reason I built it, the whole reason I designed it, this was 5 years in the making. And where I was kind of conceptually and emotionally like creating this product and creating and designing how it could be used and how it could help. And so I really want it and need it to be to help individuals experiencing homelessness. And then once that is helped, the possibilities are endless as to what else we could do and how else this could help and be a benefit to any city or state. So when your brain is in survivor mode, you're not thinking about the long-term plan or how to get yourself out. The cycle instead is focused on the next 24 hours or 48 hours. And so this can really do something to break that cycle. So if, I drew up another one over here. So if we did 25 trailers every year, if we made 25 trailers every year and got them to shelters and we're using them, that first year would be 400 people that we'd be able to help have a safe place to sleep. By the 5th year, that 1 year, you're helping 5,600 people. Like, that's crazy. Then if you go out to the 10th year, by the end of the 10th year, you're looking at 21,600 people that you have helped break the cycle of homelessness. And that's what it's all about. That should be the goal. It's not just giving people a safe place to sleep. It's giving people a chance. Because that's all people need sometimes is just a dang chance. They need to know that they're worth it, that they have value, and that they can do it. When you take responsibility of your own life, the chances of you being successful are exponentially higher. And so the goal of Sleep Trailer isn't to do everything for people. It's to give them a chance to do it and to break free. Because that's all a lot of people need. So safety and restful sleep are the two main foundations of Sleep Trailer and the design of Sleep Trailer. And what makes Sleep Trailer different from so many other options out there, right? You have different things like pallet shelters or Conestoga huts or those like ice fishing tents, or there's lots of different things and ideas out there. The thing that Sleep Trailer gives you is safety and an increased level of flexibility, right? Because it's very easy. Like I can pull this prototype with my F-150, right? It doesn't take a a big old semi to haul it around or to tow it to a different location. It's, you know, Farmer Joe just hooks up his trailer up to the his truck up to the hitch and takes it to the next location or takes it to wherever it needs or wherever it's needed in that moment. So many people thinking focusing on addictions, jobs, or mental health is the key, but studies have shown that that is not the case. By first providing shelter, it allows people to stabilize because they feel safe and gives a foundation to then build off of those other resources like addiction services or mental health or employment. All these things become a great deal easier if people have a safe place, a foundation to start from. And that's what Sleep Trailer is. It's that foundation to start of. It's not housing first doesn't mean housing only. Housing first just means that that is the first step that we should take, and then we start implementing and trying to take advantage and help people gain access to these other resources that are out there. But housing has to be the first need that is met if we want to see a higher success rate in all those other things. So many people experiencing homelessness live and sleep in constant fear of harm or being exploited or evicted. This makes it difficult to progress forward. So if we can help people provide this basic need, it provides people a foundation to build off of and gives that possibility for people to break the cycle of chronic homelessness. So there's lots of key aspects to restful sleep, right? You have better mood, improved mental health, decreased stresses and anxiety, boosts your immune system, improves your memory, just makes you a better candidate, better employee to take advantage of all the other things out there. You know, think about if you went a couple of days without getting a lot of sleep. Like, how were you mentally? Physically, how were you? You know, and so we focus on all these things, but like sleep, you know, a lot of people say or think like, oh my gosh, the problem with or the issue with homelessness is mental health, right? Well, how much mental health could be helped if people just got a good, safe amount and restful amount of sleep at night, right? The level of mental health intervention and supports that are needed would decrease drastically, right? Because we are all not right when we are not getting enough sleep and we're not getting restful sleep. And so that same logic applies to individuals experiencing homelessness. If they're not getting enough sleep, they're going to say things they wouldn't normally say, do things they wouldn't normally do, and act in ways that they wouldn't normally act because they're sleep deprived. So if we can offer that, if we can get that first foundation of being able to feel safe and be safe, because it's not enough to be safe. An individual has to feel safe. So if we can help somebody to feel safe and we can help people get a good, restful night's sleep, that is a foundation that can open and start to open a lot of doors for individuals. And it could be the start of some really great things. I hope that you follow our journey on social media. I hope that you get involved by sharing our stuff with your city councils, with the legislatures, and with people that can help, people that are connected, people that are good at that networking piece, people that are good at finding people that want to make a difference, or businesses that want to make a difference and want to support this and want to give this a shot, and they, want to use some advertising money to help us, advertise through Sleep Trailer and help us build and pay for more sleep trailers. So to make an order or to get on our wait list, please visit sleeptrailer.com and follow us on our social media. And yeah, let's change the world and let's change people's lives.